Hello, folks. It's me, the Brigade Youth for Mogging Me. And, man, I'm kinda tired, but that's fine. I admit, sometimes I worry that, like, I'm getting re-COVIDed somehow. Genuinely hoping that's not the case. Hello. Genuinely hoping that's not the case. Don't have any idea. My feelings have been up and down and all over the place. And it's very exhausting. Oh, well. Tonight we're doing more Pyre. Have been looking forward to this one. So far, we are, by and large, undefeated. I don't think we've ever been defeated, which is nice. One thing that I've noticed regarding Pyre, and this may be kind of a dumb thing to have noticed, like, 10 hours into the game, is... I think it was Silver who mentioned that, like, there are no cheering fans, there are no, everybody takes it seriously. I'm just really noticing that nobody refers to the game as a sport. Nobody mentions having fun playing it. It is definitely, it is a right. It is not like something anybody here is doing for fun. This is serious business. I think the only person in the entire game who is having fun with the rights is, like, Barker. And he's a weird anarchist lunatic. So... I think that's kind of funny. I think it's a very bold choice to make a sports game where nobody is actually playing a sport. Like, nobody is playing a sport here. Nobody is invested in this. Yeah, it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! That said, I have a bottled drink, and I don't think it's gonna be enough. So I'm gonna step out and grab the water pitcher as well. I will be back in just a moment. Restream AFK. But yeah, I just think it's a really bold choice to make a game about sports where nobody is having fun. That's, it's a really interesting choice to me. I guess it's not really, I guess it isn't really a sports game. I guess it's more of a, like, sport-based RPG. I'm unsure how to put it. Anyway, Let's get over here. Probably, I think my entire audience has shown up for this one. My head box moved. One moment. Yeah, my head box kind of moved to the side there at some point. Not sure when or why. Slide all the way over. I don't know. Anyway, let's just launch the game and see what happens. I probably need to recapture it. No, alright. It does leave a little notch down there, but I don't really mind. Alright. I have everything I need. Back to the campaign mode. Liberation rites conducted 2. Right since last liberation 0. Next rite to be determined. And I'm happy you're here. On to the Moonlight Alcove. You once again find yourself amid the quiet nooks of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Nobody's waiting for a conversation? We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars. But I expect I shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companion returned there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everyone to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves. Each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles, liberated through their rites, went on to found the Commonwealth based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Mythilde, the impassioned or the wild witch. And I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a dear old friend of mine who I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller, called Big Bertrude, utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten you, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. Yep, I had been thinking that too. It is an inherently conservative thing. We have to, it's like if, you know, we have to embody the attitudes of the founding fathers. Let's take up slavery and throw tea in the harbor. Like, it is kind of inherently icky. On the other hand, it's kind of a double-edged sword in that the Commonwealth as it stands is kind of inherently icky. I mean, the title screen is a stack of burning books. You don't get more subtle. Well, you don't get less subtle, excuse me, than that. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. It's hard to make a political statement that can't be co-opted in some way. Well, everybody's extremely good at co-opting statements. One moment. Just fixing something on my side. There we go. Everyone disperses. It seems now the ranks of the Nightlings are complete. Alright, Bertrude's aboard. Now then, my girl, perhaps you notice the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains. Meaning it is time we got back to business. Indeed, once more several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. Alright, where are we going? Jomer the Dusk Star, the Vernal Star, and the South Star. What is the Vernal Star? The Glade of Blue, who Middle Day is on her way. Manly is on the... God, I hate fighting Manly. Sir Deluge. Alright, who is... Oh, I really don't want to have a playoff against fucking Manly. He might accidentally get out. Let's go see if we can nip this in the bud, so to speak. Ah, the chastity and old Manly. He is without shame. The product of corruption that now festers in the Commonwealth. You and Wolford go over what he knows of your next adversary. H. Manly Tinderstoff. The offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist. He was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he was soon offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his esteem and status. One day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat, who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manly was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw in it an opportunity. For he knew well that in the inner circles there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the chastity deep in Waking Wood. He finagled his way onto the Triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He, in turn, convinced himself he would earn a position of great influence once he secured a way back to his home. He continues making hollow promises. I think Manly is like my least favorite character in this game. And it's solely because he's such a sleazy, dickish politician type. Our plan is going to prevent such characters as Manly from coming to power, mark my words. For now we are prepared to seek the stars again with adequate night's rest. You bid Volfred a good night and take your leave. It's too late now to prepare for flight. He arranged to depart first thing in the morning. Alright, I'm guessing we have to talk to Birch. Yeah. Hi, Bertrude. What's up? You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Eh. Such a clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in Flagging Hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis. Or worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which art withstood, and yet we are expected to believe thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away for someone else to join you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? Could have you picking up Bertrude instead of someone else. I think this is fixed. She's the only bog crone in the game that isn't on the bog crone team. And, he seems to be collecting one of each race down here, so... We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. And after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Headwind used to do most of the cooking, but now... Yeah, who knows what's happening out there. We could read the Book of Rites. Let's get a look at... Oh, we have Faye's biography, but... Alright, what do? You have a lot of glory, but not a lot of quickness. I guess you get the orb slinging thingy. Kizo can go back to using this. Actually, I want to give this to you. We could read through the book, but I am trying to preserve my throat. If you folks want the lore of this game, I'm afraid you're going to have to go find it yourself. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader, Bertrude. I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood. The comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Yep. Let's get out there. Go trounce Manly. Hey, what's this? Soaring far above the Solarian shore, you notice Ametha, gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damn place, least down there. I like it least of all among everywhere we've been. I'm thankful there's been no reason to return. Reminds me of my home is all the highwaying remnants. We all grew accustomed to the thinner air, and the cliffs that breach the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sister settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there by the nest of Trieste. Anyway, I'm pleased to have spent as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Okay, good idea. What was that? You overhear Sir Deluge in a full-on panic, as his fellow Worm Knights attempt to calm him down. Oh, what do you mean it was the Night Wings? We are not to face them and are coming right again, are we? At some point, he realizes your wagon's aloft beside his own. You, Night Wings, this knight shall not forgive you this transgression. Once we prevail against what adversaries are doomed to face us next, and we shall come for you. Why must this knight be forced to fly so far above the land and sea? I did not mean to ram him one. And, I feel somewhat apologetic. But also, that was very funny. So I don't really care. Here we are above the Ridge of Gull. Sir Gilman believes this is a faster route. He, though, suspects you may find something of value along this route. He's really skirming. It's true. And we have, Bulford. Okay. Pretzel. Thank you. Bulford is poring over a copy of the Book of Rights as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The Road to Freedom. Written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend it. Sometimes I marvel at how absurd all of this is, my girl. Tell me something, though. I spent so much time considering the book, but known so few, with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? I really only skimmed it. Indeed! All this time, and you have come this far on faith alone. Well, you're missing out as far as I'm concerned. It's a volume worth your while. I know there can be many distractions during travel, of course. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It's amazing these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think the Commonwealth disavows of the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there written plain, how fascinating its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. Have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. Yeah, I haven't really been reading the book. There's a lot of fucking pages in here. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rights of flame. The bylaws here shall be written in full. We the 8 decree the rights attest of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, it shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rights are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rights as one of 9 triumvirates and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book of status. Huh. There anything more on the rights in here? Literacy is illegal, so no one can read the rules on their own. That's a good point. You spend a quiet afternoon in the lush overgrowth of Blooming Pool, surveying the area with some of your companions. Hail, Nova Palitha! What tidings? Nothing here either. Whatever lives out here won't bother us. Your investigation yields nothing of note. The 3 of you return to the wagon for the remainder of the day, where you should have time to pursue your vocations. Alright, I could do tutoring, but I think I'd rather do a private study and give people a little more hope. There we go, Reader's Influence Spirit. We got a little bit more hope for the rights, that's good. Let's see if we can beat Manly, because fuck Manly. Actually, it seems really funny that they send readers down here. Because if you need a reader to come back up, that's, kind of shooting yourself in the foot? But maybe they abide by the rights too, I don't know. Sir Gilman is training intently when you approach. Master Reader, This knight was so engulfed in memories of the Sea Dominion that he failed to detect your stealthy advance on his position. Splendidly done. This knight would have been vanquished by you easily. This knight is fortunate to have you as an ally rather than a mortal foe. His kind routinely clambers from the depths of the Sea Dominion to seek greater glory, and perhaps a slightly longer life expectancy within your commonwealth. Such an honor it would be to be assigned the rank of knight and be conscripted onto the front lines of the commonwealth against their vicious winged enemies. In the Sea Dominion, it was our ultimate goal to fight our way to the surface, past our brethren, past the razor reefs, the stranglekelp, the snagglefins that prey upon our kind. Sir Gilman continues listing undersea dangers and terrors for some time. Past the blood sniffers, the electric scallops, the rogue worms of the frigid current, the paralyzing nets of the farfisher, and even past the scalding waters of the glowing trench. Finally, he trails off. Yet, even despite the myriad challenges of living in the Sea Dominion, it is each would-be worm knight's duty to abandon that place at his or her soonest convenience. How humorous it was to learn that life within your commonwealth had quite a bit in common with our existence under sea. It was not all pomp and glory, as the story's told. Perhaps it is our lot as worm knights to bring strife with us wherever we should go, for even here it seems is our kind pitted against both our brethren and all others. He remained silent for a while, but then... Ah, well, it is fortunate that this knight found within this place so fine a company as yours. The most different change of pace to strive toward a common purpose, rather than strive constantly to outperform each other towards one's own self-gain. Although, to the extent we are competing still, this knight shall ever strive to take the lead, make no mistake about that, Master Reader. This knight was born to be the best, just like all the billions like him. Now he is off to steal himself. Your pardon, Master Reader. Born to be the best, just like the billions like me. Sir Gilman, you are an extremely human person. Whether you like it or not. Well, hey guys, let me tell you something real quick. Now, I happen to have heard that Mr. Greentail, he's moved on or something like that, right? Well, I just want you to know, he was one of my most favorite customers. Because of that, I'm giving you the same great deals, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. We can sell Ruki's talisman.
Bad choices?
You'd have 31 nickels, which isn't a lot. I think 31 nickels is kind of a lot. That is actually a lot of nickels. I don't know where you get so many nickels. Must have a really big couch. I'm gonna pick up upgrade material mostly. Anyway, hello, Zach. Appreciate you doing business, and you guys be sure to tell your friends, okay? Let's adjust a couple of trinkets. Let's see. Go to the bank and ask for change for a $2 bill. Hey, sounds good to me. Where is Faye, anyway? Oh, there she is. I'm gonna upgrade Tizo's thing. There we go. That's a big reduction.
Ice is frozen water.
Ice is indeed frozen water. I have drinks, don't worry. And, can I upgrade this? Four. Up here you do the $2 coin. Well, not everybody is in Canada. At current time. God, I would like to be in Canada. Oh, Sherry. Everything is prepared, and night is just beginning to take hold above the rolling hills of Ridge of Gaul, when Volford gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with that manly Tinderstoff. He would be mortified, of course, if he forgot. I would say he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately, I've known many others like him. We are discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when last we saw him, you might recall I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plan, should he know of my involvement, and so... Ulfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here. As I am with the Nightwings once again, I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems to me we have a right to conduct. Alright, I don't know if I really want to enable any of the Titan stars. Last time we nearly lost because of it. That said, a little bit of quickness probably wouldn't hurt. Do I want a challenge or a story? That's a good question. What I want is some extra experience points.
The much-vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear her ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Chastity. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
My, what have we here? Why, the Nightwings! Come to grace us with their presence once again. You think you can simply cut us down like last time, is that it? I hope so. He sends Wolfred reaching out to you. Reader, let us indulge him for the time. Perhaps he shall reveal something we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And my, the color of those arrangements, they are rather gaudy in this light, I have to say. Though I mean no offense at this, of course. But do you suppose the rite is going to commence soon? Much as I enjoy these chats like this, I do have to get going soon. You must know, I am expecting an important message. From the other side, no less, come dawn. I hear something is brewing out there, some sort of unrest, So yes, it's a very important message. Sent all this way by one of those imp couriers, and I must say, those little things or services are certainly not cheap. Yeah, Manly is extremely hateable. Like, I think he's the one character in this game I actively dislike. Though I'm sure I could get you a good deal on their services if you wish. Perhaps contact a loved one back home. I'm not buying your cell phone plan, Manly. Shut up. All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail, as well we ought. For I have a date with Destiny not long from now upon the fall of Solion. He continues talking for some time, until at last the rite is set to start. Oh, Bertrude is fielding herself. Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiments of the rite. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, we best if you became familiar with her repertoire. But Bertrude, show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt soon be inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far. Alright, she can count.
Bertrude shows herself in full.
Alright, that's a big jump.
What became of her accomplices? Of one accomplice in particular.
Okay, slithering is
Around her, reader.
quick.
None are sentenced into exile without sufficient.
And she has a shotgun as an aura move. That is... Okay, that is a nice... That is a wide fucking blast. Okay, I'm not timing this right. There we go. No? Okay, that didn't feel right, but sure. Alright, she's perfectly... She seems fine. Now then, reading one. Know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with you because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rights, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal and await thy bidding. Okay, who are we fielding, actually? Oh my! Look at this wonderful assembly of exiles coming from all different corners. Such a colorful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I heard the most preposterous rumor about you. You are harboring an especially notorious criminal, one who has designs upon the Commonwealth itself. He looks right at Wolfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true, Anyhow, I so would like to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings, I am H. Manly Tinderstoff, and truly it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Manly has intruded on your privacy as you set to choosing your triumvirate. He could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. Fuck off, Manly. You warn Manly to back off immediately, or there will be consequences he will not appreciate at all. He stares back, but you see something in his eyes. Why, I never! How dare you speak to me that way, you lowly, crippled, ragged little churl? I have many friends who could make your miserable life so very, very worse. Oh, but this is so uncivilized, I have to say, so disappointing. Anyway, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and good luck. Yeah, if I could break a limb for him, I would. Alright, who am I getting out there? Faye has quite a backlog of experience. Let's field her. Bertrude might not be a bad idea.
Bertrude.
It's a big talk for somebody in wood chipper distance, damn right. And I think our last... Joe Dario, because I want to keep her experience up.
Joe Dario. The choice is cast.
That insufferable sap. A blight upon his kind, an adversary we should like to pick apart. Are you quite ready yet, O Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues of the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we think should take you by surprise. Just watch.
Now begin.
Alright. Let's just stay away from him. And... yeah, he's using his tree to defend himself. But this side is wide open. Damn it.
The orb.
You're not supposed to boast of your surprise attack before your surprise attack.
Your adversaries are the first to strike.
Yeah. That sucked. Hey, no.
That one almost got through. The bog-crone dove into the flame.
There we go.
The Nightwing shall prevail at this rate.
Nope. Bye.
That's it.
Damn it.
Faye, douse the flame.
My basic strategy is just to outrun them as much as possible, but...
Woe is you.
you get out of here. If the aura touches the character who has the ball, it banishes them from the field. And that's,
Such wherewithal.
not very helpful. But happily we are scoring from the back of the goal. Perhaps you're merely toying with me, Well, this is very, very funny, but now stand aside and little Manly wrap this up, won't you? Won't you? Problematic? A little bit, yes. I'm having a little bit of a problem.
Such a mind for politics. Would that he focused on the rights.
Even the narrator thinks Manly sucks.
place is taken.
Whoops. No.
Wherever
Damn.
did the Nightwings go?
Ah.
What the scribes ordained.
Well, I whiffed that, but that's fine.
Careless.
I cannot do the fling fast enough. Whoop.
All of the Nightwings banished. Glory to the scribes.
Maybe that speed buff was a bad idea after all.
The orb, take it. Spectacularly done. Now, go on, just once more.
Alright, one more time. There we go.
It is done.
Big jump.
The
We win.
Nightwings prevail. Mayhap the scribe shall simply smite them down next time.
Thanks, narrator. Love you
The
too.
ceremony is complete.
My word! How could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools. Have you any idea what you've done? Wilfred watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manly, and you shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart there, coming from the aristocracy and now in exile. How they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out? Or even if you do? Wilfred remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There, I see now. Then Wilfred recedes into shadows. What? My head? Who? Oh, I believe there must be some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta. Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure. Genuinely so. Manly stumbles away in a stupor. And there he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of mercy for his sake. For my people's sake. As well, it should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here or running into me. Let's be off before he catches up with us again. Normally I might be a little like... Oh, you just probed his brain and wiped it. That's ethical. But on the other hand, fucking Manly. So, you know, maybe we can suspend ethics for a little bit. Because he sucks.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Utter nonsense, all of this. We have come this far. Fortune alone cannot be the cause.
And I did a search for tired of living.
Any adversaries banished by Dodari will take 30% longer than usual to return. Yes. She's very good at banishing people.
The ancient crone called Bertrude opened up her eyes.
Alright, what are your abilities? When her Pyre has less than the adversaries... Bertrude Aura Blast arcs at a wider angle. Charge time is greatly reduced. Okay. All of this is for, like, if we're losing. When it has more than the adversary, she does more damage. Alright, yeah.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed.
Don't make that sound like a porn tape, please.
Until the next right.
Witches Gone Wild, Volume 8. You won't believe how scaly they are. After defeating the Chastity in a pitched battle, you return to the wagon to find Volfred and the Lone Minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Volfred, sir. Volfred notices you there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. It appears the star of Culmir Rope Collar is illuminated now. Huh. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Lusty Argonian crones. I don't think there are any Argonians that are like snakes. Then again, I'm not entirely up on Elder Scrolls lore, so. More like naughty Nagas. Or something. Which is a Piers Anthony-ass thing to say, I'm sorry. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star, illuminated far above. It is just as Wolford indicated. A single star, huh? The Rogue Star. And it's Barker. Okay. Looks like I'm playing Barker. He's not particularly high in the rankings, but everybody loves Barker. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kamer, deep within the deathless tempest. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is a place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. Interesting. Hi, Bertrude. What's up? You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Volford is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash. Flame-resistant inks. Of course. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Bertrude, what's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas? Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They seem to laugh at this, but then, even still and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needst not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remained silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are, they act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you in my life. Back in the Commonwealth and here, I mean that, although I know that it is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood. It is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Beaufort soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw certain strength from one another. It's nice to see one of these conversations that doesn't need me involved. Well, let's go to this like, mystery island that is my only choice. Bulfred joins you as you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters, on approach to the infamous Isle of Kilmer. Among its cursed qualities, it seems that this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downside's small misfortunes, I suppose. The wagon's drive-ins seem not to mind, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now ever than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. Tariq, do you suppose the dissidents were able to make it here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though we shall soon know for certain. That we shall. Take us in, please, reader. We can land at Sharp Shoal. This route should be clear if we wish to pursue vocations. Or Barb Reef, which may give us some stardust. I'm of the opinion that stardust is more valuable than, like, some tutorials or such, so... You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breathed through to the shores beyond. You wonder what sort of celestial landmark lies hidden among these waters, though for now you have some time left for continuing onward. There you are, reader. Shall we get going, then? You accompany the lone minstrel on an excursion through the steady currents of Barb Reef. It used to go by Barbara, but decided Barb sounded much less formal. Ah, yes, Barbara Reef. The Reef of Barbara. Where it seems the stars themselves recently shed some of their splendor. Collecting stardust is a laborious and delicate process, so some find it rather meditative. In time, you have gathered a good supply of the stuff and return together to rejoin the others. Let's go ahead and use that quick upgrade on... I'd like you moving even faster than you are now, please. Plus 10. That would be a waste, actually. It can only go up about 3 more. Sir Gilman jumped 60% further. 100% less stamina than usual. That's basically free. Oh, and now we have a +1 boost, so... I think that's basic. We'll try it out on the next ride. To the Isle of Kamer. I think it's basically free. A messenger imp with news and rumors from the other side comes hopping towards your wagon, here in the dark waters of the Deathless Tempest. You let it in and offer it some light refreshment as Ruki would have done. The imp's message turns out to be about him. You learn Ruki's past transgressions have all been forgiven since his return to the Commonwealth. He was even offered a well-appointed home and place of business. It must have represented just the kind of lavish lifestyle that Ruki always claimed to have had for himself and the extended family. Eventually, and somewhat reluctantly, however, he refused the gift. Instead, he tracked down Volfred's agents and gave them ample information, just emboldening their ranks. The last bit of the message sounds though it was transcribed word for word from something Ruki said. It simply reads, "The rest of you better get back here soon or else." You thank the messenger imp for the report. Soon it has all your companions talking. He though is happy to let Ruki join the revolution in the Commonwealth. Ah, the noble Ruki, he sets a shining example unto us all. Don't you think he must be sad to have turned down a house? I hope he isn't sad. Hard to believe he would have turned down living in that kind of luxury. Though maybe he got used to it out here. We understand this Ruki holds no small degree of influence, at least among his kind. It seems Greentail had himself a conscience after all. The news of Ruki's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. The messenger imp accepts some scraps to eat from you and rushes off. +1 hope. Good luck, Ruki. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Kamer. Bizarre outcroppings give it a foreboding feel. In the distance, you hear odd, gibbering noises that sound like drive-ins. Nobody waiting for us in the wagon. Whoa, guys, how'd you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is for the extra special customers. I'm joking, only joking. You're the only customer that got. Gotcha again, only joking about that too. Because I got tons of customers. It's because they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here, okay? Anyway, I just got a little something here which you'll be into. Been hearing about these old numbers for a while. Check them out. He reveals to you a set of twin rings, a jeweled band, and a rune band. Oh! Infinite stamina for these two, if an ally... Oh. Think of these things as supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds, you know what I mean? Anybody could probably use them, provided they were to buy them off me. I was gonna get them for myself, but... Anyway, let me know if you want them. Ooh, I would, but they are expensive. I would have to sell a bunch of stuff, and I don't really want to sell a bunch of stuff. Maybe later. Well, see you around, guys. Alright. You stand before the bizarre outcroppings of the Isle of Kamer. The sky darkens, and in the distance you hear the sound of gibbering creatures growing louder. The sound of it is unnerving enough that your fellow exiles remain quiet, their eyes are fixed to the stars above. Soon something in the sky above begins to stir. Alright, I'm not giving the fucking, dissidents extra speed. Let's just go.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kamer. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the dissidents. Whose ever pyre yet burns ere the break of dawn shall surge forward on the path to glory. Now prepare yourselves.
It's an actual of course. We were talking about how this wasn't like an actual sport or anything, and the Forbidden Island of the Drive-Ins have a stadium set up. Like an actual football stadium. Of course. So now that night, looks like we're gonna have to take this one a little serious this time. That's right. Cause they ain't got Greentail clogging up their ranks no more. He's back home now with his dear old mum where he belongs. Right time you Nightwings dump that deadbeat. Gotta have some standards after all. Just the same, we're gonna stomp you to the ground. Get ready. Alright, given that this is like given that this is like Imp Isle.
Tizo. Faye.
And I think Jodariel again.
Jodariel. Very well.
Prepared as ever. Been itching for another go. Let's have it, mates. Tear 'em to shreds. As the rite commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Our struggles and our plan, mere entertainment to these loathsome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir, the imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now they offered a bounty in Saul if our triumph proved worthy. They would pay us? In exchange for what, exactly? And where did they get the Saul, for that matter? My understanding is that they wish to see us perform various feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much Saul lies lost in the sea? Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real if the Saul could be of benefit. Indeed. Then, reader, my girl, it is up to you to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. I like that the drive imps are in fact legitimate, like, soccer nuts. We trust your judgment. Now let us not distract you further here. Salute the imps.
Commence.
Oh my god, they're fucking shotgunning us.
Now go.
Ow! I got tackled out of the... Fuck. Okay,
A favorable
there we
start.
go. Manage 2 exiles in a single aura cast. I feel like I can do that. I just have to actually
Goodbye,
hit them with it.
Ariel.
There. And yeah, I'm using 0 stamina for fluttering now.
Tizo takes the plunge. Now to the flame. Spectacular! Your pyre sputters.
Close! But not good enough. Yeah. She can't dodge either, which is fucking nasty.
Wherever did the Nightwings go? Unfortunate. The Nightwings' adversaries gained an edge.
Okay, I guess my strategy now is to just
Did it.
grab and flutter.
Best not get overconfident, Nightwings.
Catch.
Such zeal. You'll have to do better than that.
Ah!
Your flames grow weak.
Yeah, I might lose this one, honestly.
You seem unable to stop these people. Absolution!
The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Oh, you little buggers, what do you think you're doing? Blasted little imps are getting real agitated, like.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition. Foil. Didn't see it coming.
Ah, they're leaving hazards on the field. Meanwhile, woof. The barrage from these guys is impressive. But nope.
The flames of freedom.
Alright.
No
We're making it.
more lick of flame remains.
We're making this. Oops, I blew up. Shit.
Good. And it is done.
Woo! Alright.
Yes, the Nightwings did prevail.
Fine,
Their fire
fine.
burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
These are getting harder. But we're still undefeated.
Must end this night's proceedings.
What happened back then, mates? Have you hides for this?
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles? She now stands closer to the scribes, the little moon-touched girl.
I feel so overwhelmed, I think, because the scribes, I think they speak to me and lift me up whenever I begin to think I'm going to fall. She is banished while jumping. Instantly return at the origin of her jump. Yeah.
Understanding deepens in the mind of the imp Tizo.
Tizo gives thanks to Hob the Swallow for watching over him and protecting him. Hey, you just won a home game, Tizo, so... extra fire damage.
Until the next round.
After you and your fellow exiles thwarted the dissidents, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Jodariel seems to be unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, madam? My strength has failed me. I feel alert enough, but very, very weak. I see, then please do not exert yourself or try. The lone minstrel motioned for you to come closer. Reader, Jodariel appeared rather disoriented and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites. Disorientation and fatigue and not feeling present is a rites thing? Well, shit, I've been conducting the rites all my life. She should be able to take part in the light activities, I think, but under no circumstances should she be able to conduct the coming rites. I do not keep you from the stars above. Please go have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. Stars shine for you. Alright. What do the standings look like? The Essence are on top. Don't really like that. The Tempers, I don't feel a need to fight the Tempers. The Withdrawn. The Essence, alright, I want to get the Essence out of the running if possible. If at all possible, I would really like to battle the Pyre Hearts, although I don't think that's very likely. I see it's time we met again with Tamitha and the Essence. We can make for the glade of Lew at first light, my girl. Let us recover through the night for now. It is too late to do much else. Faye seems to be in a happy mood, though she always seems to be around Jodariel, who is listening to her with patience. So, I would just look within the sallow copse each daybreak for the morning dew to drink, and once in a while I would find maybe a stream to drink from, too. I get very thirsty sometimes, too. I tried drinking tree sap once. It wasn't very good. Really, it was very bad, I guess. She seems to be discussing how exactly she managed to survive in the downside all alone for so long. Jodariel watches her intently all the while. Food, well, food was harder to find because this has been embarrassing, but I try never to harm a living thing, you know, because it makes me very sad. But sometimes it is the way of things, I understand I do, and so I would eat as often as I needed to. And tried a lot of different things to see if they were good. Most of them weren't, though. But I got by, I learned to get by, I already knew how a little bit. Because back home, where I came from, there I had to get by there, too. Here, well, it was harder, but it wasn't that much harder, really, in a way. Jodariel remains silent for some time as Faye trails off, then she embraces Faye and holds her there gently. Faye lets out a breath, but says nothing either for a while. Faye, may I ask a question of you? Me? Oh, of course. What question is it? How old are you, do you know? Oh, I am 19 years old. That is how old I am, I think. Truly. And you have seen a lot in not a lot of time. Know that what you have achieved is a feat. I have known seasoned soldiers who could not have lived through the experiences you described. Oh, really? Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. You have seldom seen Faye look so joyful as this moment. As for Jodariel, you could count on one hand the number of times you've seen a smile play across her lips. You leave them to their conversation. Yeah, that's a good scene. Always good to have mom time. Let's get off this island. The hidden glade of Lu is nigh impossible to find on foot. Though there it lies below us, protected even now by the enchantment of Lu's Shore and 100 Mines. I understand the river name for him is rather famous in your commonwealth. The mouth of the river Scorin opens wide, not very far from here. A sincere awe emote. We'll see about that, maybe. It is there that limbless Arazek was defeated, turning the region lush and livable, at least for certain denizens, although of course not everyone believes this. Your adversaries, the Essence, must be working to find their way there even now. Good fortune and you're right against them, reader. Jodariel expresses interest in this route. Let's humor her. Your wagon touches down in Black Basin, where you first met Volfred and Pamitha as well. You briefly wonder what might have happened had your paths not crossed, as you consider what to do with the remains of the afternoon. Together with Jodariel, you venture forth into the gnarled roots of Needlefield to ensure the path is clear and check for anything of value. Nothing to report. Good. You sense Jodariel's spirits lighten to some extent. The survey is brief and uneventful, leaving you with time enough to pursue your vocations. Okay, I think we should mentor... Let's be real, Bertrude's never gonna be one of our top players. Not at this rate. I think we ought to mentor Sir Gilman a bit. Let's get him in next. Knight is always keen to take on even the barest scraps of wisdom, Master Reader. So you and Sir Gilman go over an understanding of his aura and its connection to his presence. The discussion proves informative. Didn't quite get to rank 4. This knight's aura, you have surely seen it, no? It cascades like a flowing waterfall. Yeah, I think Gilman's going in the lead on this next. Oh, you know, Jodariel, you're really lively for somebody who's sick. Jodariel seems to be fidgeting with her horns. Alas, these wretched things, reader. Have you any inkling as to how unwieldy they become with age? I long for the days when the wound in my leg was chief among my bodily concerns. Well, that explains why she doesn't move very fast. They look heavy. Express regret that they yet seem to cause her some discomfort. Your sympathy is noted, but it does not change the fact of the matter here. 10 years or so into my stay within this blasted place, I first felt protrusions from my skull. They remained hidden by my hair for quite some time, but I knew that would not last. We all heard much of demons in the Commonwealth. Sinners, rightfully exiled, would assume their rightful form. Thus, when my horn started to sprout, I took it as an indication that perhaps this was indeed the fate I deserved. She trails off a while. I know somewhat better now. Anybody of our kind left down here long enough and left alive becomes like this. Something in the climate? Difficult to say. A disease of sort, but not a deadly one. If anything, the opposite. If we live long enough, then we live longer still like this, extending thus our sentence into exile. Sometimes I think, if these horns are here to symbolize my sins, surely they're going to recede if ever I return. On nights when these damned horns prevent my sleep, my thoughts inevitably stray to that hopeless idea, a naive hope which never leaves despite prolonged attempts to rid myself of it. Horns are not worth the trouble, reader. She nods brightly as she heads out into the afternoon. I'm not sure what would have made the horns worth it. Alright. Look into a handsaw. I think that might hurt. Hey, you guys, always nice to see some more customers. Yep, it sure is. Alright, I'm just gonna... I think we're just gonna commence the rite. And hope we win. As you await the stars, a form dressed in the raiments of the rite approaches you and Volfred. You at first presume it for one of your next adversaries, the Essence. But he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Volfred starts, something you have never seen him do. You observe the colors he wears in inverse of the Nightwings. Volfred Sandalwood, it has been a while. No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. It can. You perished. I watched you fall. You did. I grieved for years, yet now you live. I do. Although these horns, they grew long ere I could walk again. Unbelievable. Then why are you here now, Oralek? A former exile of the Nightwings, betrayed and abandoned his own glory. You know full well, Volfred, to reclaim what is mine by right. The demon Oralek leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst to life, seem to set the sky aflame. I am not activating any of these. This seems like a big deal.
What lunacy is this? 'Twould appear the Nightwings are to stand against themselves this time around. This is a mutiny, in violation of the sacred law. The exile whom you face? Oralek. Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now. And I cannot preside over this nonsense. Good night.
What happened to the Essence? The stars showed we were to face them. They must have suffered a misfortune of some sort. Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Oralek. Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Volfred. You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. Oralek says nothing for a time, then... Where are your raiments, Volfred? I have refused to wear them since, in show of solidarity to you. And to elude the voice, I would suppose. Yes, that too. I see. You were never very good at this anyway. We shall see if that new lot of yours is any better. You cannot be serious. What sense is there in us standing against each other? But Oralek puts on his mask and stands ready. I shall crush this lot of yours, Volfred. You shall see I am not so easily discarded, and you shall not deny my liberty again. What the hell happened with this guy? Reader, the adversary we face, Oralek, he is not one to back down. He was very experienced in the rites, even at the time, and so beware. There was no one in his day who could prevail against him, and he appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give in this. I wish I had foreseen this. Okay, I guess we're fielding Pam and Gilman and Bertrude. Such a triumvirate you have assembled, Volfred. Let us see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings. Shit. Are you teasing? Are you taunting me? Long have I looked forward to this night. Let us now see it through to the conclusion we all know is coming. shit. Alright. I really have to start... Yeah, it says infinitely banished because I plunged into the flame. You can either throw the ball into the flame or jump into it yourself. One scores more points, the other, and banish it. One scores more points and banishes you. The other, scores less points and does not banish you. Fuck! And this imp has the biggest aura on an imp I've ever seen. I have got to start eliminating that fucker. No, no, no! Oh, or he could just walk in and do that. So much for my win streak. Got to get rid of that fucking imp. Okay, just fly. Just... Nope. I had jump-shotted. Well, this is a mess. Oh, shoot. I thought I had the ball. I genuinely thought I had the ball there. I think we might actually get this. Maybe. Ah. No. No. My mistake. Yeah, if anybody was going to beat the Nightwings, it was going to be the Nightwings. You and the Nightwings may have experienced your first defeat, but this is not the end. Okay? Rather, this is an opportunity for you and your fellow exiles to press onward. Tabitha, for example, learned a valuable lesson this night. A rush of enlightenment gained from surviving a tough situation, awarded only once. So too has Sir Gilman, not in spite of this setback with the true Nightwings, but because of it. And Bertrude is no exception. She has gained more insight here as well. Your fellow exiles all shall gain enlightenment and learn and grow from what transpired. And your story shall continue. The choice of whether to accept such outcomes, now and all through your quest, is to be yours alone. As expected. You call yourselves the Nightwings, but you are they only in name. And as for the rights, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this. A stain upon the legacy of the scribes. Bolford looks on as Orelek departs without another word. Orelek, forgive me. I feel like he must have some reason for this. Like, something is going on here. The knight wonders at times about why we are here and what forces have transpired to bring us here together. Has Under King Aura has taken an interest in this noble quest. Alright, full slash power. Good a time as any to say thanks for having me along on this strange little journey of yours, reader darling. Permanently gain +4 to quickness, presence, and hope. Strange designs of the 8 scribes. Their everlasting sorceries are strong within this land, and we shall yet make further use of them, we think. While slithering, she moves quicker. Alright. So that's interesting. Oralek, he has changed. Scarce resembles now the one with whom we traveled then. I'm afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years. Could you stop imagining that and tell me about it? Reader, as you can see, Oralek and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look at how this all affects our plan. Reader, ma'am, Oralek is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp. A doleful tale. Volfred shall tell you more of him in due time, of that I have no doubt. For now it seems the stars beseech you once again outside. There, deep in the infinite dark, once more you see a single star shining bright. Oh, good. I get to immediately go to the Ascension rites. I would have liked to know more about Oralek, but I guess not right now. And it's Tamitha. This is the outcome I was trying to prevent. I really don't want her and her sister facing off. Once more, then, into the fall of Solium. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all such opportunities the stars present as much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway the people towards our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciences, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars of the Highling remnants, the passing of more sentences of exile than ever before, for increasingly more dubious causes, the burning of books, the outlaws of literacy, these are corruptions of the teaching of the scribes, together we shall prove it soon enough. Volfred, sir, what of Oralek? Volfred says nothing in response at first, but then... Oralek appears to have his own agenda now. We shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain we need to climb. Let's all rest up a bit if possible this night. We fly at break of dawn. Yeah, I really want that story. Oh, Kizo. Hey. Kizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Oralek. Kizo is filled with mixed emotions at having seen Oralek again. Like Volfred, he thought for sure that Oralek had perished long ago. Kizo is angry that Oralek acted so unfriendly with everyone. Then the little imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up into the rafters. So yeah, this is... Oralek is definitely someone that these folks trusted, and then he's acting like a dickbag. I want the story. But first, we have to go... face off. Where do we land? Emperor's Fall. Yeah, I'm going with Bertrude on this one. You land among the cheer cliffs of Mount Elodion, whose summit waits the liberation rite. Thus began our third ascent to the fall of Solium. My agents in the Commonwealth report our plan is proceeding. Let us strive again to liberate one of our own and raise its chances. With some time to spare after having landed, you join Bertrude on a brief expedition to the monument of Solium. We do not fear thee, we do not worship thee, we seek to understand thee. We accept thy power and thy gift, for through our actions we extend thy influence. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Sylvia Murr has shown you favor. Alright, a little tutoring session, I think. Let's tutor Pamitha. I kind of want to see if I can get her up to level 5, but... My sister, we all come from the flock of Trescatrithus. Maybe we just don't remember her anymore. Bertrude? You approach Bertrude just as she has finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials your fellow exile has collected during your travel through the downside. The evidence of thy travails, how brazen you put them on display. You tempt these lambs to swallow you. She lets out a long breath. Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories. Not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. No, reading one, we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange we found agreeable. We sought then certain reagents necessary to our studies of the heaven and the earth. And he knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks. A certain recipe, notorious yet secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas then we first began collecting samples of the regions of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long had we studied this accursed place, Black Basin, the chaos of the deathless tempest, the richness of the bogs, the flagging hands, land so far away, and yet they called to us. If molten Milthay was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, surely 'twas not beyond reckoning we could do the same. Furthermore, she hesitates. It matters not, reading one. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now. She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Wolfred. Yet you sense she is here by choice. My lovely reader comes to me again. To what do I owe the pleasure? What's on your mind, Sandra? Why are you doing this? Reaching out to me again like this? I have been abandoned in this blasted rocks more times than you could count, reader. And each time I have laughed it off, like so. She laughs. I fear it will be different this time. Before, I knew that someone else would come around and pick up where the previous idiot left off, but now... She scoffs and falls silent for a time. Well, it seems there may not be a next time after this. It's what I'm to understand about the stars out there with you and a half-truth. Excuse me? Sorry, what? So then, I can anticipate an eternity of utter solitude. Not even the blasted rights to keep me company. Understand, then, that while I may be an apparition in a glass to you, I yet retain a shred of self, and do not happily foresee that outcome. And yet you keep on coming back to me like this. If this is all in service of a torment, then you are most cruel, O lovely reader. Commendably so, I have to say. So then, am I to understand you wish to spend more time with me thus, knowing full well the stars are soon to put an end to this little affair? As if in answer to her question, you feel what seems to be the meowed of Krista herself. You focus your mind and remain where you are, there with Sandra, in the confines of behind her crystal, and remain there with her for some time. No words need be exchanged between the two of you, and in the darkness there, for once, she does not feel alone. Soon enough, however, she bids you to depart. You shall leave those idiots of yours listless if you remain here too long. Be gone already, and let me know if you have need of me. I do. We need a trial. Yes, Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Bertrude. The old bog crone, then. She does have some potential, I think. More so than the rest of those for whom you share that little residence. But let us bring her forth. Soon Bertrude appears and heeded the summons. We sense thou hast need of us. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, crone. You answer to me here. How very eloquent. May your vast experience exceed your knack for pleasant conversation. I trust you shall have little trouble here without the benefit of your more communicative friends. Now come. Okay, I think we just have to zip up and clear them. I say, failing to do either. Or I could just get plowed over and die. I think that business with Oralek has me a little rattled. Okay, there we go. And it's in. Ah! I got baited. I got baited real hard there. And that time I just got boned. Okay, there we go. Flying leaps! Big jumps. Whoop. Okay, that was my fault. I overshot the goal. Very good at overshooting the goal. Okay, thanks, bye. Yeah, really good at overshooting the goal with that. It's disgusting, really. I apologize to you all for making you watch this. No, no, yep, you walk in. Alright, one more try. How do I do this? A most contemptible result. On that, good crone, we do agree wholeheartedly. I would tell you not to waste my time. But the truth is, my time is there for you to waste, so let me know when you're ready for another attempt. We can do better at this. I'm just not playing to my full potential, like right now. I gotta... Equipping different talismans can give you an edge. That's a thought. Zach, you have to stop cussing out every opponent. These are friendly games. Alright, there we go, and then I grab this. God, he has an enormous fucking aura. Look at that. Look at the size of that aura. That is a huge aura. Big dick aura benefits. Been having a rough day. That's understandable. The days nowadays are long and there's very little reward from them. Okay, I think now that I've judged range, that counts as my greatest ally. And they know it too. Look at them lining up like that. Yeah, there we go. Big bomber. Big Bertrude bomber. Simple test, undeserving to be called a challenge. I ought to fail you just for gloating, Throne, but these are not my rules, and your performance was sufficient. Thus you have passed my test. Congratulations are in order to you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. Alright, that trick is gonna come in handy, that launching trick. It's whoosh. I gotta remember to do that in actual... In this coming right, I think. Would help. Good riddance to that mouthy wraith. Show us then what trinket she bestoweth upon us. Bertrude's blast pierces solid objects. Nice, actually. I think more than the speed, I can use this. Also, Bertrude's blast sounds... That's a concept. Let's get on up there. Pamatha or Sir Gilman? Pamatha. It's a Gatorade flavor. It probably is. The Bertrude Blast. It's berry flavored, because it has to be. You pass a monument to Molten Milthane, Pamatha has to take notice. Well, here we go again, eh, Pamatha? You got yourself into this mess, now maybe you can get yourself back out. Not that you're in any hurry, really. What would you even do if you got out? Think on that for next time. The dead can wait to hear it. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. Okay, Powerade then, mate. Well, Powerade is just flavors. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you see Molten Milthane has shown you favor. +3 glory to Pamatha. Alright. It's not nothing. I'm really not looking forward to this battle. Shall we, reader? The minstrel leads you to his counterpart, who seems unsurprised to see you all approach. The exiles of the Nightwings, and you again, Terry. Greetings, Celeste. We have returned. The stars shine darkly these past nights. Nothing more than a portent of your arrival, is it? Likely nothing more. Now they are ready for you. Then come forth, each of you in turn. State your name and what it is you seek when crossing Scribe's Gate. Wait, you. She points to Bertrude. You are new among this group. You should go first. Please do as she asks, Bertrude, madam. We are known throughout the downside as Big Bertrude. We follow Sandalwood, for we are fond of him. He led us into exile, and he shall lead us out. The Gate Guardian acknowledges her and motions for the rest of you to proceed. Everyone does so, as before, including you. Once you have all declared yourself, she regards you all for another moment and beckons you towards the mountaintop. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Thank you, Celeste. Until the summit, Tariq. I really have not wanted to face the Harpies in a right, because they are fast as fuck. And they can score like nobody's business. I'm kind of worried here that I'm just gonna get trashed. I don't think there's anything I need to buy. Again, you have reached the fall of Solium, where one among you can go free. Reader, we would ask a moment of your time. We have to talk. As darkness falls, the minstrel and Volford pull you aside. We have some news that is, depending on how you look at it, potentially unfortunate. The lone minstrel directs your attention toward the dark night sky. The stars are fading. It is true, with the advent of the Titan stars, visibly fewer stars seem to be shining than once you saw in the sky above. Yes, the stars themselves are vanishing, why I do not yet understand. But what it indicates is this, the rites are drawing to an inexorable end. The light of the stars, thought that the rites would be unable to commence. Anyway, that is the bad news. The good news is there are a lot of stars to go. How many liberation rites remain, I do not know of yet. The arithmetic is complicated. An estimation of the number of the stars, the rate at which they fade, the accelerating rate at which we're being summoned here. I'll work it out as soon as possible. For now, I thought you should be aware. We can inform the others in due time. At the moment, though, they have the right to think about, and so do you. Look forth. Seems you have a limited number of chances remaining to liberate your companions, including this one now. Great. Good to know. That's exactly what I needed to know. Can I turn... Did I turn off the, speed? Yeah, I did. Good. No game over condition. Well, the game's gonna continue until the end. So... May not be a game over condition, but there's a credits roll condition.
Congratulations, reader. It would appear the rites are drawing to a close.
Great.
Doubtless the doing of that Orlek in all his bitter spite. For now, your exiles have another chance at freedom here upon the fall of Solium. So too do your adversaries, the Essence. They fought so very bravely for this moment. Whichever side prevails soon shall send one of its own into the warm embrace of civilization.
The pyres burn and each of the triumvirate is present and prepared. I concur, the fires burn and each of the triumvirate is present and prepared. Anointed one of the Essence, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Kamatha swoops down from somewhere and unfastens her mask. I am known as Kamatha Thayan. I mean to return to my ancestral home and promptly resume my responsibilities as flight tactician of the Highwing Remnants. Our long stalemate among the Commonwealth shall soon be ended, should I and several of my sisters manage to rejoin our clan. Then our vengeance shall be swift and thorough. Your quarrel with the country that cast you into exile is beneath the notice of the scribes, Kamatha Thayan. Here you shall be judged under the stars. My quarrel with the Commonwealth is all that gave me and my sisters strength enough to reach this point. The scribes ought well take heed of how my people suffer. We are not weaklings anymore like your Trieste antithets. We shall not fall in line with flightless fools and their naked attempts to subsume our heritage and our culture. Speak not again thus of the saint, or you shall be expelled, Kamatha Thayan. Kamatha scoffs and turns her attention toward your side. And Nightwings, as for you, the fury we shall imminently show is nothing in comparison to the hatred growing for your Commonwealth and the mountains on the other side. You seek your freedom, but there shall be nothing save for devastation should you manage to return. Well, she just wants to destroy everything, so... As for you, Nightwings, you bring darkness with you. What have you wrought upon the stars? Celeste, please, we do not know what is amiss here. The Nightwings have only come to see that the liberation is carried out. Indeed, then make your choice, Nightwings. Who among you is to be anointed here?
Who shall return to glory?
Could be Joe Dario, Sir Gilman, or... Kamatha, I think, for the sake of symmetry.
Kamatha.
So I'm to get my shot at all this, then. How very thoughtful of you, reader darling.
Who shall stand with her?
Bertrude. We shall lend our support to that one, then. And... Tizo.
Tizo.
Skriok! Tizo is more than willing to help Kamatha get home. One final obstacle to overcome ere I can soar again above your Commonwealth. Such destruction I shall rain upon it soon, but first let us dance this final time. Okay, I really hate this team. I am very likely gonna lose to them. As the liberation rite continues, you sense Kamatha reaching out to you. Perhaps just reaching out to anyone at all. Reader, someone, please. Let her prevail. Let her prevail. Please let her prevail. Shit! If this thought makes me a traitor, so be it, but please let Kamatha prevail. For she is here, wrapped up in all of this because of me. I would love to make her happy, but this is a game, and there are rules. I'm gonna play my best and see what happens. The plea trails off and Tamitha remains steadfast. All her attention focused on the liberation rite, and as for Tamitha... Prepare yourselves, Nightwings, and as for you, Tamitha, I await the outcome of this night, for it shall soon ensure I may never have to see your smirking countenance again. Alright, I can't just glide okay. I ran right into that. I can't believe I did that. But honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whether it's gonna be, her or Pam. It may not be within my hands. I'm kind of sucking here. Coming in playing excellent. Hark now, my sisters. Damn what the book says. Advance to strike formation. Prevail here against these wretches no matter the cost. In disregard for the ways of rights, Tamitha Thane has ordered her triumvirate to push further afield, adopting an even more aggressive stance for the remainder of this rite. Oh, they're gonna play from midfield. That's a bold choice. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Such is the fury of the high-wing remnants.
It will in fact pay off for them.
A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents. There it is.
Jesus! Yeah, they're gonna win this.
Oh. There goes the harp. Why, that was all of them. Bertrude plunged into the adversary's pyre.
I think they got this. No!
There it
Yeah.
is, at last. The essence proved their worth. It could have been you, Nightwings, but alas.
She won, fair and square. She did, in fact.
The liberation
Like,
rite.
we could push up to center field if we had wanted to. We didn't.
The scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the essence shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I don't think that one's
The
gonna last.
adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Well, I made Tamitha happy. That's good. Well, if things always went our way, none of us would be here in the first place, right? That's true. Commonwealth fools. How fitting tradition such as this should spring forth from a culture such as yours. They ought to have put me to the sword, but no, they, in their arrogance and their smug superiority, deigned reason that such as I should be exiled instead. Here, then, we would live in penitence and learn the errors of our ways. She laughs for once, and not with joy. Utter nonsense. And now they shall receive me open-armed, a champion forged by their precious system. Yet I shall use every waking breath to bring them all to ruin. She turns to her fellow sisters of the Essence and regards them with respect. Sisters, we may not be bound by blood, but ours is a stronger bond than even that. May we soar together in the stars someday, and I swear to you the High-Wing remnant shall survive. Farewell, sisters. I've got to try to get Pam up there as like a tempering measure. A moment later, she is gone, engulfed within the water of the Shimmer Pool, yet you hear her voice reverberate one last time. Farewell, sisters! Oh, I gotta try to get Tamitha up there.
The scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may yet continue for a while.
Maybe?
Until the turning of the stars, farewell.
Well, Tamitha, I knew full well I could never give back to you the years you spent in exile. And I knew I never could regain your trust. But maybe now at least, I can start to live with myself again. Though how absurd. I might have doomed the Commonwealth, the Highwing Remnants, and Tamitha alike this night. And yet, once more, all I can think of is myself. I need a drink.
Ice is frozen water.
Indeed it is. After the Liberation Rite, you find Tamitha drinking alone. Everyone else seems to be off doing something equivalent. You're about to leave her be when she looks up at you. That's that then, reader darling. Mission accomplished. Is that what you wish to hear, that my loyalties of all this time rested with Tamitha? You know, it's not that simple. Besides, I think I've made plain my intentions from the start. I'm here because of her. She looks up at you then. But I'm still here because of you. She pauses again for a time. I don't know the reasons why we failed that liberation rite. Or the essence simply superior to us, perhaps, but I don't wish to know. And as you can probably detect here, darling, I feel no joy in this outcome. But I feel as though a part of me was liberated there, along with Tamitha. So, and I realize this may make little sense right now, but thanks. If nothing else, for being there to help me see this through. Family is complicated shit, man. You accept the bottle and two of you drink in silence for a time. Nothing more needs to be said. As the hour grows very late, you excuse yourself and leave her to her thoughts. If Tamitha ever was conflicted in her attentions, you sense that now she is fully committed to the group. She has nothing else to strive for. Then Volfred asks the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I feel you all would wish to know as soon as possible. The context of our plan has changed. He looks about at everyone before revealing to them what the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to be just fading away one by one. For reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourselves if you have any doubts this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe it shall, then the rite shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising. Confusion, fear. Before, I gave you the impression that should the Nightwings not prevail in a liberation rite, there would be other chances. This remains so, however, our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain, but to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this may be difficult to hear, but it is not to be a cause for panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now please get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable, not while we stand together. We can still prevail. Well, we can prevail against, like, you know, the Harpies, but... Kizo again. Hi. When you attempt to reach out to him, he barely acknowledges you. Kizo indicates he wishes to be left alone right now. You almost run into Faye as you turn to leave. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I was just wanting to come check on little Kizo there. I think maybe he's taken ill or something. On further inspection, it occurs to you that Faye is perhaps not off the mark, and Kizo is unwell for some reason. Come on, Kizo. You're gonna be alright. You might be the smallest one of us, but I think you're the toughest. Though Mr. Dario, I think she's very tough as well. Tizo appreciates the kind word, but still wishes to be left alone at this time. Oh, don't be silly, Tizo. You know I won't be doing that, do you? Faye turns to you for a moment, lowering her voice. Miss? I think Tizo would like a little bit of privacy if you don't mind, though I don't mean to be rude. Because Tizo, well, I told him not to eat something. There was this, well, I think it was a mushroom maybe growing in the corner over there. So I see Tizo sniffing at it, and he's always hungry, and usually I try to feed him, but this time I told him no. Because I know my mushrooms, and whatever that was, I think it was a mushroom, but it wasn't one I know. Well, Tizo ate it anyway. Tizo collaborates Faye's recollection of what happened. So anyway, I think he is gonna, well, maybe cough it up, I guess, I think any moment now. Because when I ate things I thought were mushrooms around here, I coughed them up as well. They made me rather sick. Kind of like Tizo over there. I hope I'm not being inappropriate because it's not polite, maybe? Oh, come to think of it, Tizo, why don't we go outside? Because then I won't have to clean up after you, like the last time when you ate something I said maybe you shouldn't, remember? Oh. Tizo indicates he remembers full well and regrets not heeding Faye's food-related console. Oh, don't worry, silly. If taken ill, I think you're going to be fine once you have a little walk outside with me because you're very tough. Tizo is beginning to look better already. You're my best friend, Tizo. I won't let anything bad happen to you, or at least I'll try, okay? I don't think anyone could stop you from eating things, though. Then she snatches Tizo up in her arms and whisks him out of the wagon with her. Hear her call back to you over her shoulder. Bye, miss. I'll make sure Tizo's alright, I promise, okay? Although the prospect of Faye administering medical assistance normally would give you pause, Tizo seemed to accompany her willingly enough. The two have shared a rather close bond since Faye first made contact with the group. For someone like her who's lived alone for so long, the friendship must be vital. And for Tizo, he must be impressed that a non-native of the downside seems to know a way on food safety, even better than he. Well, at least Tizo isn't going to die. But I think this is where we leave it for the evening. The rights are getting a lot harder. And I'm not sure we're going to win every game from here on out. And I'm not sure if we should. We'll have to see what comes of it. But for now, thank you for attending. Thank you for showing up. And, quick glance on Twitter. I really should get in the habit of rating people more, but... oh, well. Wonder if Tamitha's Ascension might help. Well, I mean, maybe, but on the other hand, maybe she'll just cause a bunch of chaos and die. Outbursts on your... yeah, you're fine. Alright. Good night, everybody. See you again. I hope to see you again tomorrow. I'm going to try to go in for... I'm going to have to go in for an x-ray, like, tomorrow morning sometime. Just for the kidney stone. It's nothing major. But I am pivoting to needing medical attention again, so... in the near future, streaming may become sporadic. Best of luck to me. Best of luck to you. And good night.